The Council of UC Faculty Associations, or CUCFA, and faculty on all 10 University of California campuses are celebrating a huge legal victory. On Friday, November 14th, U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California issued a preliminary injunction that will stop the Trump-Vance administration's attempt to unlawfully stifle free speech and academic freedom on our campuses. This injunction prohibits the government from holding federal funds hostage in an effort to coerce the University of California into imposing policies that would violate our First Amendment rights. It requires that the federal government follow statutorily mandated procedures when investigating alleged civil rights violations and before terminating or refusing to grant any federal funding. In this video, we want to share the behind-the-scenes story of our coalitional lawsuit and the critical role that the faculty associations and CUCFA played in building it. To be clear, while the UC regents were considering the Trump administration's demands, the American Association of University Professors, the faculty associations, and all of the campus unions filed this lawsuit and were fighting back in court. This is a victory for the entire UC, but it wasn't UC administrators or leadership that got us here. It was the collective effort of faculty, staff, and students, supported by an incredible team of lawyers.
When the Trump administration's demand letter was issued in August, the UCLA Faculty Association leadership turned to CUCFA and to our AAUP partners for guidance and for support as we navigated this tumultuous time. Together, the UCLA Faculty Association and CUCFA first took steps that would allow us to both see and share the demand letter with our colleagues and with our union co-workers system-wide. We first filed a Public Records Act request, and when that was denied, we filed a lawsuit. We also worked with CUCFA and with leadership from across the faculty associations to target a variety of state leaders who could support UC as it navigated this extortionary attack. We garnered over 3,000 faculty and community signatures in a sign-on letter that demanded that UC leadership and the regents stand up for UC's values. We held rallies in front of UCOP emphasizing the importance of protecting gender-affirming healthcare, and we joined with a group of highly affected UCLA researchers to build a movement that became the Save Our Sciences, Save Our System Coalition, and began supporting efforts to launch SB 607 with partners from faculty associations system-wide.
CUCFA's officers approached the statewide leaders of every UC union to build a coalitional response by and for UC workers. We spoke with and organized with the elected leaders and staff organizers of these UC unions and invited them to sign on to a statement that emphasized the devastating effect that the Trump administration's cuts would have, not only on faculty research, but also on the livelihoods and security of the tens of thousands of jobs supported by the UC system. We were able to get a historically unprecedented number of those unions to sign on to a shared statement condemning Trump's attacks on the UC and on California's economy, presenting a unified workers' front in the defense of public higher education. This initial effort to build a formidable union coalition provided the basis for every single union of the UC workers, as well as every faculty association across the 10 campuses, to eventually come together 1 month later as plaintiffs on the AAUP versus Trump lawsuit, which was led and initiated by AAUP General Counsel and UC Irvine Faculty Association member, Vina Dubal.
In preparation for filing this AAUP v. Trump suit, the 10 faculty associations enlisted faculty organizers to identify and interview faculty whose grant funding had been affected, whose academic freedom had been compromised, and whose speech had been chilled. Faculty organizers called, emailed, surveyed, and visited faculty to gather dozens of cases of funding cuts and testimony. And they worked together with lawyers at Leonard Carter to document these key instances for the various faculty association declarations. This was hours of work put in by faculty organizers across the UC system on every campus. And it is testament to the massive collective effort it took to win this incredible ruling. We worked together to bring every single UC union and faculty association onto this wall-to-wall labor and union-led lawsuit, gathering our mass force behind the 74 declarations which provided an essential basis for the overwhelming evidence of threats to First Amendment protections cited in Judge Lin's ruling.
It is, as many have pointed out, notable that the UC has failed to step up when it should have. In fact, UC administrators went to great lengths to stop the Trump demand letter from being publicly released, appealing all the way to the Supreme Court of California. CUCFA filed for emergency relief under state public records law to seek the release of the demand letter, and we won. And as we now witness, the UC has preemptively proposed devastating cuts to essential programs, like the President's Postdoctoral Fellowship Program. Cuts which they claim they have had to undertake because they face serious budget deficits and high degrees of uncertainty from the Trump administration's threats to the UC system. As we anticipate proposals of future cuts, including potential cuts in the UC health system that would cause disruptions to patients and harm health faculty's ability to deliver quality medical care, we will continue to remind the administration that they now have every single UC worker to thank for saving the UC $1.2 billion of extortion money and billions more in incidental costs. It was thousands of faculty, students, and staff who, at the end of the day, were the ones who stood up and fought to defend public higher education and healthcare and to save the UC from Trump and from itself.
We are thrilled at this huge legal win. If you're not yet a member, now's the time to join your faculty association in AAUP. It only takes 5 minutes on a simple web form. Your membership dues and your participation in our collective work are now a proven and absolutely essential line of defense against Trump's attacks on higher education. This is why it's critical for everyone to join. And if you are a member already, you can ensure the resilience and the ongoing impact of our collective effort by talking to your colleagues about the Faculty Association. It can take as little as 15 minutes a week. Email organizing@cucfa.org and we'll get you connected with colleagues who are already doing this work on your campus. Please join us in the fight for the future of higher education.